as far as world's eyes are now on Donald Trump, as far as President Biden is concerned. Currently in isolation as he's suffering from COVID-19. But Rishabh is with us right now. Rishabh, a thunderous response. This may change as far as when it comes to the wave in Donald Trump's favor, because there are just few months to go for the upcoming presidential elections. The situation has been changing thick and fast in the United States of America.
Well, definitely, in Donald Trump's words, few short months left for election is what he said, and in still ongoing speech, and he has been speaking for almost 90 minutes now at the Republican National Convention. He has mentioned everything that he wanted to do. He began with the sequence of assassination attempt last week on him in Pennsylvania. He went on to say that he was not supposed to be here. In response, the audience, the thunderous response that has come in from the audience, that yes, you were. This shows that now Republicans are wholeheartedly rallying behind Donald Trump. He spoke about jobs, he spoke about inflation, he spoke about how he intends to cut taxes and increase the take-home salary for Americans. Make America great again is the slogan that Republicans have given. But Trump has added more to it. Make America affordable again. Make lives easier for everyone. Migrate to America, but legally. Illegal immigration, job scarcity, post-COVID industry, everything Donald Trump has spoken about in his almost 1.5-hour speech. It's still ongoing. He's still speaking at RNC. And the way Donald Trump is hitting out at Democrats,
right,
the way he's not only pitching to Republicans, but he's talking
point
to
of view also in this case is concerned. Rishabh continues to be with us. Saurabh Shukla is with us. Saurabh, good to have you with us here on Times. Now, of course, what is your first thoughts and reading into the speech that has been made today by Donald Trump? Saurabh, you connected with us? Can you hear me? All right. In the meantime, as far as certain excerpts from Donald Trump's speech is concerned, because here he has been also talking about when it comes to no tax on tips. He has been also talking about, as Rishabh was mentioning, the issue of immigrants, because he went on when it comes to the great invasion that he says has been taking place in the country, and they are coming from every corner of the earth. He has been calling it as an invasion. Let's play out certain excerpts and highlights from today's address. But in the meantime, let's reconnect with Saurabh with us. Saurabh, can you hear me?
Just tell the anchor.
Hi, Saurabh. Good to have you with us on Times Now. First up, I want to get your reading into what your thoughts are on today's address made by Donald Trump. Saurabh, are you connected?
Yeah.
Yes, please go on. Yes, a little delay. Yeah.
If you're hearing me, Amita, this was the big speech by Donald Trump, because the first after the assassination attempt on him, and clearly the messaging was clear to American voters that he is strong and forced his attack. He is telling his supporters that he is there to stay not only in this contest, but it also to make sure that he will win the U.S. presidency. But unlike Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is somebody I've interacted several times, I've interviewed him in the past, he was very, very different. He started off on a very, I would say, a different note of unity. He's invoking everybody in U.S., whether it's a Democratic voter, Republican voter, whether it's an Asian voter, whether it's an American. He's trying to send is also a message of unity. He's talking about global peace, which is good. He's talking about ending the Ukraine war. He's also, from India's standpoint, very, very important. He's talking about allowing skilled immigrants. When he speaks about curbing illegal immigrants, he's also saying that he's not against skilled immigration, legal immigrants, which would be good news for India's professionals who are there, in the U.S. as skilled immigrants who are paying taxes, who are working in IT sector, who are working and furthering the U.S. economy. He's also talking about lowering taxes. So very populist stance. He was obviously brought in a great sense of humor as well, which he all does, saying that some of the world leaders are missing him. He spoke about Kim Jong-un. He also spoke about ending the war in Ukraine. So, Amita, that's Donald Trump for you. But he was unfazed. Obviously, for anybody, if you have to go through a life-altering experience that like he did with that assassination attempt, anybody would
Saurabh,
think
would
twice.
it, sway the mind when it comes to the undecided voter in the United States?
He sent out a message that Donald Trump continues to be the strongest candidate for the U.S. presidency. And post this address, I would say that he has reinforced that even further. Amita?
Right, but Saurabh, would you believe that it would sway the minds as the recent assassination bid is concerned that failed? But do you believe that it will sway the mind when it comes to the undecided voter?
I would say that having a Trump presidency, and I can't hear you very well, so let me talk about what I feel is the most important part of this address. I would say that a Donald Trump presidency will be in India's interest as well, because, we have a bipartisan relationship with the U.S. now. Both the parties have been supporting, the partnership with India. So even if he becomes the president and he has a great relationship with Prime Minister Modi, and some of the things that he's talking about is something which India also has been talking about, ending the war in Ukraine, making sure that there is global peace. Certainly, those are the things which will be in India's interest as well. And I would say under a Trump presidency, we would expect some kind of, I would say, a sea change in the relationship. There are some issues like trade where he will be obviously taking on India. I would expect some concessions from India, but those are the part of give and take. I expect, and this address was very clear where he means business. He will want deals with America, with other countries on his own terms. And he's talking about making America affordable again, which will be a good thing for India's economic interest, because a lot of Indian goods are very good when it comes to the price points, which is something will be good from India's standpoint.
It's been an over 90-minute address, and it was a thunderous reception that Donald Trump received, accepting as far as the presidency nomination there is concerned, because he believes to make America great again. Saurabh Shukla, the editor-in-chief of News Mobile. Thank you very much, Saurabh, for taking out your time and speaking to us here. Of course, when it comes to the most prominent voices and speakers, that also included wrestling icon Hulk Hogan as well, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, as far as former President Donald Trump being present over there. And of course, we are looking at former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who were also present there. In fact, Hogan drew a raucous response when standing on main stage. He ripped off his shirt literally to reveal Trump man's Make America Great Again shirt. So this is the messaging that is clearly going out.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You know something? When I came here tonight, there was so much energy in this room. I felt maybe I was in Madison Square Garden getting ready to win another world title. Or maybe I thought the vibe was so intense, the energy was so crazy, it felt like maybe I was going to press that no-good, stinky giant over my head and slam him through the mat, brother. But what I found out was I was in a room full of real Americans, brother. And at the end of the day, with our leader up there, my hero, that gladiator, we're gonna bring America back together. One real American at a time, brother. You know something? I've seen some great tag teams in my time. Hulk Hogan and, ooh, yeah, the Macho Man Randy Savage. But you know something? I see the greatest tag team of my life standing upon us, getting ready to straighten this country out for all the real Americans. You know, when I look out and I see all the real Americans, I think about how Donald Trump, his family was compromised. When I look out there and I see Donald Trump, I think about how his business was compromised. But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Well, I had God on my side is what Donald Trump had to say as he accepts the party's nomination to become the next president of the United States of America. Multiple reactions lined up. We will be also getting you some national updates on the other side of